from tournament to pizza. What's the address here?
170 47th Avenue Northeast.
I know that you really don't want new clientele, but that burger today was pretty good.
It is good. I'm telling you, I'm gonna start a
Salad
burger
is
diet.
banging too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been doing keto,
Okay.
like we talked about before, and it's tough sometimes when I come in here because I want good pizza slices, but the salad and the wings.
So are you staying ready? You guys like
Oh,
always in
absolutely,
shape?
yeah.
You stay in
100%.
shape all year round, or you take time off?
I take time off. As soon as the season's over, I take about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, and kind of just let my body reset, recalibrate. Yeah, when I say time off, it's just not super hard working. It's more like bike, swim.
I was going to say, he's saying time off. Every time I text him, he's like, I'm at the gym. I'll call you back, I'm at the gym. It doesn't matter if it's 8 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon, he's at the gym.
It's a process, you know?
And speaking of the wings, you should have said something. Those Asian wings that I had Saturday night,
Yeah.
they were awesome.
Insane? Wow.
They were good. They definitely were good.
Now going back to time off, the Lightning swept the Florida Panthers.
Great story here.
Do you want to finish? Oh, we didn't start with Josh. We
Yeah,
talked off the air.
Great story with that. The Florida, what's their name?
Panthers.
There was video of some of the guys leaving the strip club,
Right.
And then they get swept the next night. Hilarious to me.
And then the expert when it comes to hockey and the Lightning, Sean, he said at the first break, the music they played was some kind of about a strip club.
Yeah.
That was the music that they played.
That's beautiful.
For the Panthers.
Right.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. You know, they have when people would go play Miami in South Beach, they have what they call the South Beach flu. They can have like a back-to-back in Miami because guys would go out all night
Right.
and then play terrible the next day. So, hey, we got the Tampa flu now. You know, the guys come down here.
Now, if you have a long layoff, like a week to recover, is there such thing as rust? Do you get, or is this good for the team to get the rest to heal the starters?
If you have a game the next day, it's not a good idea to be consuming alcohol.
Well, of course not. But right now, the Lightning have like
He's
a
just
week
saying the
off.
Lightning are going to have an extended off day.
Do you like when you play? Do you like to stay consecutive? Would you keep going week after week, or do you like the bye week where it gives you extra time to recover?
Bye week is amazing because at this point in the season, when it's late in the season, you need that time, and you're not doing nothing, but you go do low impact conditioning and cardio. You swim, ride the bike, get treatment, get massages, just get your body back right, and do
And the Lightning are going to practice.
They're going to practice.
The Lightning are going to be on the ice.
But you need that time.
I don't remember what the player's name was that cost him the first goal and then got a penalty with, 5 minutes left in the game.
Oh, yeah.
So they even made the comments that he's going to be practicing that flip or whatever he was doing.
A delay game?
Yeah, well, it was the delay game. They had two, I don't know if you saw this, they had 2 goals disallowed.
No, I didn't.
Yep, that they went to instant replay both times and they were nullified.
I need to, if I'm not watching hockey at the stadium, it's really hard for me to sit and watch it on TV. I'm going to get better at it. I watched golf the other day. I just sat there and just watched it. It was excruciating.
Yeah, it's awful.
I turned on the video games. I was playing it and trying to do both at the
The
same time.
difference, at least in hockey, is it's still so fast-paced. There's still a lot going on.
For sure.
In golf, you can take a nap and you didn't miss anything.
I think what I need to do is start getting more invested in the players and learning about the players. And when you learn about the players, it's a lot easier to watch because
Sure.
you can recognize,
Okay, now speaking of players, the Josh Donaldson story that, again, we only know a part
Dobson or
of.
Donaldson?
Donaldson.
Okay.
Played for the Blue Jays. He's now with the Yankees. So the little bit that I have caught is that I believe he's the shortstop of the Chicago White Sox, and Tony La Russa is the one that's banging the drum on this as well. And I don't know what order we tell the story, but allegedly in an interview a while ago, he said he is this generation's Jackie Robinson.
Tim Anderson, the shortstop.
Okay, Tim Anderson.
For the White Sox.
The White Sox.
Called himself, this generation is Jackie Robinson.
Right, I just said that. Thanks for the update.
I was clarifying.
Okay,
so
clarifying.
The listeners
So
can understand.
Donaldson's rounding second and said, "What's up, Jackie?"
Yeah.
And Donaldson said, now he's not a well-liked player, Josh
Yeah.
Donaldson, all right? So that's kind of the start of it. But Donaldson has said that he's called him that numerous times.
Yeah.
He claims he's this generation's Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I don't know if Tim did or Tony La Russa has now said this is a racist comment and made a racial incident out of it. And Donaldson's like, what? All you have to do is say you don't like it, I'll stop.
Yeah.
That's Donaldson's side.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Tim's side.
I hate. I'm gonna try and tread lightly here. I hate when people bring race or when you bring the worst thing that somebody can do to you into a situation where it doesn't belong, you water it down for the situations where it's important, right? You gave yourself a nickname. Somebody called you that nickname, and you scream racism.
I agree with you.
Now, if there's something else he said outside of that
Right.
that we're not privy to,
Sure.
then my apologies. But if all he did was call you the nickname that you gave yourself, how do you say it's racist? Like, I just don't understand. And now the problem is you go scream bloody murder, and now when there is a situation or there really is a problem, right, nobody's listening for real because of this
Right.
issue.
Right.
And if you're calling yourself this generation Jackie Robinson and somebody calls you Jackie and you got that mad, you're not Jackie Robinson because he went through a lot worse.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
He done a lot worse
Yeah.
than somebody saying, hey, Jackie, as he's running. So it's just like, for me, it's just one of those things, like, you got to be careful when you go public with these things. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, you know, she went and screamed bloody murder, he did this, this, and this, and now it's like, no, he didn't, you know? So it's just like, and now you ruin it for somebody next time who's in your situation, who really is abused, who really is dealing with stuff. So I just don't like it.
And that comment has been made a lot of times, you know, when you're being accused of rape,
Yeah.
you know, and then you're found not guilty. And then, like you said, now the next time you don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
It's crying wolf too many times, that kind of thing. So
Exactly. So yeah, I don't like that at all.
now you can.
I can't say anything because I'm a white guy and I'm afraid of being called racist.
Oh, I'm not afraid to be called it.
No, you shouldn't be.
No,
You can speak
no,
about
I
it.
border the
It's
line. I should probably be called racist.
But here's the thing, you know,
I've said some really shady stuff
Context.
lately.
and exactly, and
No.
that's what I was going to say. You know, people who know me laugh when people who don't know me call me a racist.
Yeah.
You know, it's just hilarious, and it's not funny, but it's funny to me. You know, that, you know, people have talked about the radio show or talked about this, and that word is used, and I'm like, what?
You can always use my color TV defense.
For me, it's low hanging fruit. You have nothing else to.
Right.
Oh, well, you're racist. Like, and it's like, bro, come on. Like, do you know what racism is? Like, let's be real. Like, do you know what it is? It's not you disliking somebody that's a different race than you. It's not racism. You can not like somebody and not be racist.
Well, racism is what we see right now in the media and these public mass shootings. Like, that's hatred. That's like racism at its finest. Like,
100%.
that's the true definition. And it's a tragedy. And I love the way that the Steve Kerr handled the press conference, that he put the tragedy in Texas above all sport and playoffs.
Well, it is.
And anything else. And enough is enough. And I agree 100%.
Yeah. Well said.
Are they saying, only because I don't know, was that shooting?
They're saying that it's a white supremacist, same as the Buffalo shooting. That it was,
Well, the Buffalo one, I think they proved that.
Right.
And again,
But
I guess not enough is out about this one.
The Buffalo guy, he made sure you knew what he was what he was about. He made sure.
And I don't know how that get. I don't know how we stop that. You know, I made the comment about, and I believe this. I think teachers should be allowed to be armed.
Sure.
I'm not saying every teacher has to be armed. And then Leo, the great Leo Haggerty, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, he made a comment that they talked about it at the school he worked at, and he said, "I'm comfortable being armed to protect myself and the students, but we need something so that if there is an active shooter, that when the police come on the campus and they see me with a gun, they're going to know that I'm not the active shooter."
Yeah.
And according to him, the school's like, "Oh no, we can't do that."
Wow.
You know, if as a country we could figure out how to stop people from hijacking airplanes and ramming them into buildings, we can figure out how to stop school shootings if they put their mind to it.
I think you can stop because, you know, gates and security. You're not going to be able to stop it everywhere all the time. I don't know how you could stop it at a grocery store.
Yeah, maybe okay. I understand that, right? And again, like a movie theater, there's different things where it's like, hey, that's just like it's a risk. Like you risk somebody else being crazy every time you step out of the house. Like somebody can go drive their car into a group of people. Like you risk those things. But at school, where there's children and there's kids and like the most fragile people that need protection, you can figure out a way to mitigate those things. Like you just have to. And it's one of those things where people don't make changes till it hits home, until it like really, really affects their lives.
Right.
And so you have these government officials who are sitting in their ivory towers and who are so disengaged from what everybody else deals with, and they're more concerned about staying in power, like Steve Kerr said, than making change. It's sad. It's sad.
It is ridiculous that you don't need full background checks, or that you don't need to wait 20, 30, 40, 60 days. And here's something that has bothered me, and this involves me, and this benefits me, and I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Another veteran is sitting here with us. I don't know if you know this. In order to get a concealed weapons permit, you have to go through a class.
Yes.
Okay? I don't. Kelly doesn't.
Yeah.
If you've been in the military and you were honorably discharged and have a DD-214, which is the document that you're... I literally went down there and got a concealed weapons permit.
But you've worked with weapons for years.
Have I?
I mean, you tell me. You're in the military. Is
Have
that
I?
not a requirement?
No.
Weapons under the water? The Navy?
I was on a ship. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't carry a weapon but am I as qualified as Kelly is? Am I as qualified as Danny Alvarez, my attorney, who's gone through all these classes? And no. And if I'm barely qualified, what about people that are not qualified at all?
Yeah.
They don't have to prove anything.
And I take it a step further. If your kid is a minor, like not 18 years old, and can't like make decisions on their own, and they do something like this, the parent should be held accountable in some way, shape, or form.
I'm okay with that.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Because the chance of, and this goes into the Cain Velasquez case, because people are saying, and I'm, me being vocal, Cain shot the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And people are saying, he's the stepfather. Who cares?
Yeah.
He knew. He worked at the daycare, but it's still not. But that's what you're saying, and I'm okay with that
But
too.
the problem is that with the internet and with like parts, they're ordering parts with no serial numbers. They're building ghost guns. They're
is
not
true.
registered.
Right.
Yeah,
So
this is true. 3D
certification
printing, I know
or
people with 3D print
mandatory
guns.
holds, like they're not trackable. They're not traceable, and,
Yeah.
and that's the problem.
And that's what most people on the other side, whatever side that is, ban this gun. Well, all that's doing is banning the honest, legal people.
I agree.
From getting whatever.
Sure.
I agree.
If you're a dirtbag, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to get whatever you want or need to do.
I think
That's my issue about
I think
it.
schools are targets because they're soft targets, and we know that they take the guns away. We know they don't have protection at schools. We know there's only one security officer at a time, probably, and a liaison officer who's there just for emotional support. But there's no real threat there. Like I think it's more of a
Well, the one
deterrent.
that happened down south, it wasn't even emotional. I mean, he took off as soon as there was an issue.
But I think if you are an 18-year-old kid and you have these inklings to do something like this, if you know that the teachers, there's 30 of them and they're all strapped, I think it deters you from even walking into that school.
I agree.
It's
And that's why I said what I said.
It's just disheartening that, we sit here and have these conversations, and the people who are in charge who can really do something about it don't do anything about it. That's disturbing.
There's too much power and money in it.
Yeah, it's disturbing to me that
kickbacks.
they can sit there, and we're so desensitized to these things. It happens every couple of months now.
It's 10 shootings, public shootings since Buffalo 2 weeks ago.
Like every couple of months it happens. Like
couple
it's just
days.
it's getting ridiculous, and it's just like it happens. Everybody says their piece. Everybody's sad, and then you forget about it, and then you just kind of go about your day, and it happens again. It's just like come on, man. Like it's
So
it's
what do
getting
we do?
ridiculous.
What can be done?
I don't know. I don't know because the way our politics work and politicians work, it's they just feed you whatever they need to feed you. I'm gonna do this and reform this and do this, and they get in power, and they're like, well, the NRA gave me,
Right.
$10 million to run my
can't do
campaign.
it.
Sorry, my hands are tied, and it's just like I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't. It's sad.
On that, let's hit the 45-minute break. When we come back, we may talk some sports. Who knows? This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone. We'll be right back.